Hi everyone and welcome to another Stamp Anything coloring video. This will be speed coloring. This is our new stamp, Alice. Thank you for our March 2018 release. I went ahead and cut her out and I am going to color her skin with my standard skin tone colors that I always use. If you do not like enjoying watching the speed coloring, I do put up real-time coloring, most of the time using the same combinations. So if the speed coloring goes too fast for you, you can always just view this and then you can always go back to one of the real-time coloring videos so you can do it at a slower pace and see how I really blend out and where I lay my colors and that sort of thing. So on this part of the video, we're just coloring her skin, and I really do use the same skin tone colors for almost all of my projects, so you can always watch this again in a different video. Okay, well now we're going to begin her hair, and I wanted her to be kind of like a golden brown, blondish colored girl. So we are first layering our first color of the YR24. And now we're adding in our second colors and our third colors. And then I always go back with a very dark color to give it some contrast. I believe that's the E25, so I actually will end up going in there with another darker color in a few moments for the roots for the E29. But as you can see, when you add in those darker colors at the roots area, it really just gives a little bit more life to the image to show the shadows and where darker parts of the hair fall in contrast to the lighter areas. And we just sort of repeat the same process now on her little, I don't know what you call those, pin roll curls, I'm not exactly sure. And we're just repeating the process. And that's our brown, and we're going to go in with our darker brown now and add some of the darker areas where underneath the shadows of where the darkest of the browns would be. And then we'll go back with one of our lighter colors to blend that out so it's not so harsh. And she's a cute little goldenish brunette haired girl. So now we're going to start on her outfit, and I wanted her to do her in lime and lilac. So we are doing the petticoat of her skirt in the green coloring. Green happens to be my favorite color, so I do use yellows and greens, probably a little more than I should because they're my favorites. But here we're going in with now our purples to give it a nice contrast to the lime coloring. I'm just going to blend that out so the shadow area is underneath the fold of that apronish part of the skirt. And do her little bows. And the one on her staff cane. Now we're going to do her cane with our warm grays. And I'm just laying the colors side by side with the lightest going into the darkest, so it was a really easy fix. And just doing her shoes really quick in some gray tones. And there she pretty much is done. And now we're going to use our gel pen for touch-ups and to add some polka dots. And now we're going to color her cute little lamb. And since I used the warm grays on her cane, I'm going to use the cool grays on her lamb. And there you basically have our image of her little lamb. So now we're going to start on our card, which I just cut out a card mat with the Lawn Fawn die, and I wanted to make an oval in the center, and I ran it through my embossing machine. And then I'm going to use some of the dies from the Land of Oz dies to get scenery behind my oval. So I'm just lining up my oval so I know I'm going to create my sky with some distress ink. So I just wanted to line up where I know I have to apply my ink here. I'm just putting in the height so I know where because I don't have to color the whole entire thing. And I'm going to add some purples to get the sky more than one color. And my sponge thing was falling apart here. I hate those things. I can't wait for the new brushes to come out. And now I'm just going to go over where the purple is so it's not so purpley. It's more of a blue, purple, a violet. And that is going to take care of our sky. And now we're going to do our hilly grass. And again, I don't have to ink the whole entire thing since the one piece covers the other, so I just masked where it ends. And I'm using the darker green because this is the back piece, so the grass would be, the hills, a little bit darker than what would be in the front. And now we're going to switch over to the front hillside, and we're doing that in the lighter green. And I felt it was too much of a contrast, so I'm just adding some of the darker green on top of the lighter green, so it just seems to blend a little bit better. And then I'm going to take some of the brown color. And I'm sorry I didn't write down what colors I was using. These are just the little minis. And I'm just going ahead and inking the edges a little bit. And now I have my grass scene for behind my oval window. And I can put my little girl and her her lamb, and I could even tuck it under. So now I have the hug script word die, and I want to color it to match her dress. And these dies cut really, really nice. And I really love the script font that's on this one. So I'm just blending out my purple so it'll match the same as her dress. And just blending it as best as I can. And there's actually 3 script word dies that we have with this release. This one is the hugs. We also have hello, and we also have thanks. And it's all in this really pretty script font. And they cut, like I said, really, really nicely. Now because she has the polka dots, we're going to polka dot. So this really does tie in with our card because it will match on her dress. Okay, so now we just have to put everything together. So we're gonna assemble our card and we're gonna just glue down our sky background. Looks nothing like a sky, how it looks there, but once the oval's on there, you can see much better. The top grass piece is just flushed to the bottom of the card, so it makes lining it up super easy. So just adhering that down. And now I wanted to give it, oh, this is the gum eraser. It works beautifully when you get a little adhesive. The hillside here, I want it to make it a little 3D-ish, so I am pop dotting it. That way when you're looking inside the oval window, it's not all flat. And we're going to adhere the hill, now line it up to the bottom. Now when we put the top layer on, the top part needs to be pop dotted, but the bottom part just needs to be taped, glue taped down because it's already pop dotted with the hill, so it'll end up being even. So there is our card and our girl and our scripty word. So we're gonna really quick add our scripty word to the top of the card. And we're gonna add some foam dots to our girl. Just place her on our card, and there's our little lamb, and I thought it was cute that he would be on the hill, and I actually had another lamb cut out, so we're going to color him up super fast. And we're going to do the opposite color in the bow. Since the other one had the green bow, we're going to make this one with the purple bow. And then just color him in the same shades as our other lamb. Okay, so we're going to swap them out. So our purple lamb is in the background, and then our green lamb is by our girl. And when I buy these pre-made cards, sometimes they don't line up perfectly, so sometimes you have to trim them. But that is basically our card construction. And here is what my finished card